Imagine being the force behind a growing worldwide movement that's literally changing the paradigm of the speaking industry. And as a thought leader, I know for me, being able to make a big difference, being able to tap into new paradigms, and being able to really be able to make change and impact is what I aspire to. What about you? But how effective are you able to pull this off? And is the model you're using really working? Well, I've brought one of the founders of the Women Speakers Association on today because I want to share with you a little bit about a model that's really tapped into what I like to consider the new paradigm of success and how a real collaborative relationship works to bring huge change, huge impact, and an extraordinary organization to the speaking community. Hi, it's Melanie Benson here. I'm America's leading small business optimizer, and this is a weekly podcast series that's here to help small business owners and entrepreneurs replace overwhelm and maybe just incremental results with proven strategies from other thought leaders and high achievers so they can learn how to automatically generate exponential impact and profits. So the bottom line really is about, can we really create space to do more of what we love the best as an entrepreneur? And I believe that when you optimize your business that you can. I wanted to bring a good friend of mine into the series, somebody who I've been working side by side with in an organization for quite some time. Let me introduce to you Gail Watson, who is the president and co-founder of Women Speakers Association. And WSA, as we like to call it, is a global community that's reaching women in 120 countries on 6 continents in a virtual environment, and I know we're now moving into more live in-person experiences, but the mission of Women Speakers Association is to help women messengers and speakers of all kinds share their message in a bigger, more rewarding and fulfilling way with people all over the world. So Gail, thanks for coming on today and being willing to share a little bit about what we've been learning and discovering in this totally cool model of movement, a movement really that we've created here at Women Speakers Association.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on. This is exciting.
Yeah, and we oftentimes will be doing video, but it's only Gail on the video because I'm like, I reserve video connection for the podcast. Like, I don't have to want to get all dressed up. So this is a rare opportunity for us to both be on video here today.
That's true.
Gail, we have been working together, I think, close to 5 years now on Women Speakers Association, isn't it? Has it been that long?
I know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember our first time together, gathering in Leora's living room.
Yeah, in Santa Monica to birth this vision called Women Speakers Association, and what was that going to look like? And I think one of the things that's really intriguing to me is, what is that moment when somebody knows they're going to be part of a new business? And sometimes it's your own business. And in this case, we joined forces for something that was so out of the box and so unique, and it was really meant to be standing for something that was really a different, I don't know, I just want to say it was a different kind of movement that we wanted to be a part of. So could you share a little bit about what was behind this for you? Like, why did you want to help build Women Speakers Association?
Well, for me, I mean, it was interesting because there was a small group of us that did come together and start the conversation. We all had different experience within the speaking community. Some people were more in front of the, on the stage, and some of us were behind the scenes. For me, I was more of a behind the scenes type of person. And so from my perspective, and some of the things I was learning, I just didn't really like. And as a collective, I think we were all agreeing, we were all on the same page that no matter whether we were on stage or behind the stage, just things, how this industry has been operating for several decades just doesn't work anymore. So for me, when I was more in event production and putting on events, and I would be the one going out to find great speakers. And what was really hard is I would meet some fantastic women who had great stories, and I wouldn't be able to get them behind the mic because they just didn't have the right criteria, the right marketing items that would help fill the, put the bums in the seats. And so we know that whole model of how events are produced and how they're run doesn't work anymore. I mean, we see it from our audiences, because just try and put on an event now. I mean, people have stopped showing up in the numbers like they used to, right? They don't want to be running to the back of the rooms anymore to second mortgage their home to buy a program or something. So our audience has definitely become a lot more savvy in what they're looking for, and they're demanding true messages, people that just aren't in it for the game of selling you something.
Yeah, so, I think one of the things that we all agreed on, and just so you all know as you're listening in, I'm part of the executive leadership team for WSA, and so Gail and I have had this opportunity to co-create and collaborate as WSA has unfolded over the years. And, one of the things that I know is that the problem that we all felt was that a lot of people were shying away from wanting to speak, or at least being able to monetize and really grow their impact through the speaking field, because there were a lot of ways that were feeling icky to them, or they felt like disconnected because the male model or the more traditional model was out of sync for their value system.
Yeah.
What would you say are a couple of the key things that as people join WSA, they tell you is the challenge they're facing as a speaker or an emerging messenger on this planet?
Well, one of the biggest challenges they have is if we're just looking at, it would be getting on the stage, finding time.
Finding stages. Finding the right stages for them too, yes?
Right. And so that's one of the things that had to change. Right? Because if we stay in that old model where here's your stages, here's your events, that's it, then yeah, it's not going to work. You're not going to get your message out, because if you're somebody that doesn't have the book and you don't have that following, an event producer's not going to put you up there to help fill that room. Yeah. So that was one of one of our missions, was to definitely create platforms within Women's Speakers Association that would allow you to come in and share your message. And what we know is that your message could, you may be presenting in classroom, in the boardroom, floor of the UN, whether you're presenting in virtual or online or offline events, it doesn't matter. We want to be able to just really level the playing ground and give every woman out there the ability and the chance to share her message. So this just isn't for the speaker who makes a living off speaking, right, that goes out and gets all those speaking gigs. It's about truly, we believe that every woman on this planet has been gifted with a message, and we're here to help share that with the world. And that world, I always want to remind you, is that world, it may not be the billions on the planet, but it may be just one person. And it's really, really important that we get that out, because by helping get those messages out, it really does it has a lot more impact to bring to women as a whole. It helps that woman be seen more as a leader, to help get her idea and to be shared out there.
Yeah, well said. One of the things that I think is a core pillar of how Women's Speakers Association operates, and something that I think has really, and I don't even know that we planned this per se, but it kind of just took off this way, is that we're really founded and we run on a very collaborative model. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like the things that were based in collaboration would just take off. Our way of making decisions is collaborative. The way we spotlight our members is collaborative. The way our members interact is collaborative. And we've moved through so many phases of collaboration. Why do you think collaboration is so important for women speakers?
Bottom line is you don't have to do it alone. Really, those days of trying to do it on your own are over. It's a lonely world when you're out there doing it on your own, right? The collaborative model, oh my goodness, it not only does it feel good, but you get so much done quickly. Impact, when we first sat down back to that living room, I think there was 4 or 5 of us having the conversation. And then the conversation grew with about 50 people, and then we took it out. And within 3 weeks, I think we had 500 members had joined within 3 weeks, joining in on the conversation. And when we launched Women Speakers Association, people said, well, what is it? We didn't know. It was, we got our direction, we got our next steps, we got, okay, this is what Women Speakers Association, by the voices of the people, of the women coming in. Yeah. So collaboration, oh my goodness, amazing. When you build community to be able to, and I mean, what that did for us, it built the brand, right?
Yeah, it really did.
It did. It's amazing. I mean, because when you think of typical business, you think, I have the idea, I build the idea, I launch the idea, I go out and that's it. But what if it's not what people need? Who knows? We're not the big corporation out there that gets to run the focus groups and test market products or anything like that. As entrepreneurs, we're doing it all on our own, and we don't have those big marketing budgets to do all that right research. So community, just being able to access that and have people share their voice in what they want, I think that's led to our success, is because we continually survey and ask. I phone a member every day, and I just ask them about their business. And one of the questions is, so what do you need? And so just staying in touch with that every day. What do you need? What do you need? What do you like? That's our marketing research, But then people become a part. And when people are a part, that's where growth happens.
That's so true. And we have a Facebook group for this community, and one of the things that's really interesting is, again, collaboration takes form there, where people have questions or they need support with something, and they'll put it out there, and all these women from all over the world jump in and share their resources and share their own experiences. It's like, it's a collaborative problem-solving environment. And then, we have ways that we're spotlighting our members, some new ones coming up in the new year, but we have our speaker chat on Twitter. And again, it's a very collaborative model in the sense that it's not about the hosts, it's about whoever we're spotlighting, and sometimes it's about our guests, and finding ways to collaborate to make it more powerful, to make it bigger. And I think you told me that one of our last speaker chats, we were getting a 6 million user reach. Like 6 million people on Twitter were being impacted and engaging with speaker chat. And I'm thinking, there's no way that we could do this alone, right? This is the result of collaboration, and it's really extraordinary. We have actually 6 ways in which we make a stand in the world. Do you want to talk about any of the other ones that really are behind Women Speakers Association, and what we find is the power that helps speakers really get it to the next level?
That helps get it, well, I think one of the biggest ways is when somebody first joins in to Women Speakers Association.
Whatever part you want to talk about.
I think helping somebody build community. What I really love is when somebody does come in to, as you were saying, in the Facebook group. It's a private group for members only. And when they do come in, they come in as an individual. But I see the connections being made, and it doesn't matter if somebody is doing the same thing as what you're doing. Maybe you're a nutritional coach or something, and you meet another nutritional coach, where that word competition is not part of our language. So where we would typically outside of this have used that word. Internally we go, we don't want that word to be part of our languaging. It's taking a look at somebody who's in your same industry doing what you're doing and asking yourself, how can I work with this person? Or what if we joined forces? What would that mean? I always use an example that, hey, just meet somebody from another country. All of a sudden, and you join forces, all of a sudden now you're an international company, right? I mean, just those small little tidbits of being able to connect with somebody, to collaborate. And I think one of the biggest things is, when you have the environment that gives permission to people to be that way, it's amazing. You talk about the resources that are shared in the Facebook group. I'm astounded. I just said, I think we have the most generous group on the planet, really. You would never see this type of giving in any kind of corporate arena or anything like that at all.
It's definitely very unique in that way.
No, they are. You ask a question. I mean, we have areas where you can promote the business, but then work on your business. You're asking questions about, maybe I should do a webinar. What's the best system I should use? Or what's your experience? Or I need to produce a marketing sheet. I've seen, 30, 40, 50 different types of examples being posted. Here's mine. Look at this. Make sure you don't do this. Make sure you do that. And it's fantastic. And then all of a sudden, it's like a mini mastermind on a thread.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, that's a great way to explain it. It's like a virtual, collaborative mastermind. That's a good way to say it.
Yeah, and new divisions growing. I mean, you were you came up with the speaker chat, right? And these are how a lot of the divisions are born within WSA. Is members come up, they have the idea, they have the expertise, and they share it. And I mean, you've built that, and it's been one of the number one things that the members within rave about. Oh, the speaker chat's fantastic. Oh, the information off the speaker chat, it's so strong, and it's worth people's time. I mean, we have people all around the world. Some people are waking up at midnight to come
sit in on our chats. I know,
sit on the chat.
And some are getting up at 6 in the morning in Australia, so it's crazy.
And it's social.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're so fun.
People, they're all having fun.
So. Oh, have you seen our theme that's really evolved? Like we've kind of had this running joke that's always running during the chats, and I'm sure our guests are going like, what? But it's always there. Somehow wine and chocolate always ends up in our discussions.
Is there anything else?
Well, really, if you've got
fun.
Women, wine and chocolate, right? Although cheesecake got thrown in last time, so that was funny. So with any new model, there's so much amazing, growth, and, just the expansion is awesome. But oftentimes there comes challenges with it. And I'm just curious, behind the scenes, has there been some challenges with trying to really bring a collaborative model like this with so many moving parts and keep your own sanity in the process?
Actually, it's not as bad as you would think. It's, put it this, if you had to compare it to if I was doing this on my own, what's going on today with Women Speakers Association wouldn't be going on. Because Women Association is a one-person show, right? There is a team made up of members who want to step forward, step more into being a part of, who really want to take the vision and move it forward. They share their expertise. They share their management. They share their strategies of what worked for them, and they help implement different ideas. I mean, you are my rock. I get distracted with, something shiny. And you're very, I was just sharing this with somebody the other day, how you can take everything, the mess that all the great, as a creative, all the ideas and it gets choked up in there, how you're able to extract it and to keep focus to it, and so it actually gets done, which is really fantastic. So that kind of, if it was just me on my own, no, I'd be still stuck with chasing everything that's shiny, and so you do need a team, and when partnering with other people, that just by simply sharing your vision with other people and them going, yeah, I love that, and they want to be a part of it, others will join in and they'll help you and they'll contribute. And so that's what makes a difference. So of course there's moments where there's a lot to do, but I never feel overwhelmed because I know that I always am a call away from somebody to go, oh, what do you think? Right?
So it goes back to the power of a collaborative model. You're not doing it in a vacuum. You have people to tap into.
Yeah, and you know what? What makes me sad is when I meet entrepreneurs who go out and do it on their own. I mean, I used to be one of those, when you do it on your own. And we were talking about this a few weeks back, is when, you get a great idea, you launch your business, and then we might change our minds and move on to something else. But what do? We just leave that and go to the other one. There's no closure. There's no celebration to say, hey, you know what I just did for the last 3 or 4 or 5 years was fantastic, right? And to be able to share that in the community, so with your community. So I think involving, if it's not a team that you have, use your customers as that, really connect that way. I mean, I'm always in the Facebook group talking to people and getting ideas, and when I'm I learn something new every day. Every day I learn something new from somebody in WSA.
So do you find that there is a habit that you've developed over the years that helps you be successful as a business owner?
A habit that I had to learn was focus. I'd always heard in different conferences and people, I'd listened to those who were successful that I had admired. And one thing that they always said is pick one point of focus. Focus, complete it, move on. And that, as I mentioned, you're good with me on that, helping stay that way, because it's hard sometimes. But that has probably been the one skill, if I want to even call it a skill, that I've learned. And also to make sure that I'm always having fun. That is one of my core competencies that, I've identified that, or core values, and I want to make sure I have fun, and every day I wake up and I'm having fun. I love what I'm doing, and that's really important because life's just too short to not be having fun.
And I think, why would you build a business that wasn't fun?
I know.
I mean, if it's not fun, get out. Find something else that's more fun. Life's way too short.
It is, because you can have fun, and you can really enjoy getting out of bed and just, having your mind full on right away. And but that comes with community. It comes with having that, building up your a team or your customers, people that are connecting with you on an ongoing basis. Yeah.
How important do you think mindset is to being able to optimize your success?
Crucial, I think. Mindset, the wrong mindset can hold you back, prevent success. Just your attachment to different things. Yeah, I mean, it can sabotage you, the wrong mindset. Now, having said that, the right mindset, freeing yourself of limiting beliefs or anything like that, will catapult you to just keep going, you know. Just interesting, a story on the weekend from one of our team members. She had mentioned to me that in the corporate world, she was taught never to say the word sorry as a leader because that would make you seem weak, right? And, you know, she had some breakthroughs at an event we were just all recently at, or she was at, and she said, it's not a weakness to say sorry, you know? And so, but when you're attached to something like that, that can hold you back for so long. And it can prevent you from moving on. And what it did for her is it prevented her from actually being her true self because she thought she wouldn't be a leader or she'd be seen as weak. That's not right, you know? So just those little things I think is really important to clear that kind of those, if you have that negative talk, to clear it and to surround yourself with people or a good coach that can help you clear those blocks to move forward.
Yeah. Have you had any significant mindset shifts that were really pivotal for you along the way? I don't even mean just with WSA, but you've been an entrepreneur for a long time.
Yeah, releasing attachment and to certain negative words, and I mean, my background's corporate as well, so I always had what I called the boardroom face. I would guarantee you would never know what I was thinking, right? So having to let go of being okay to just be yourself in business and I mean, I don't attach to titles at all. You know, I pick up the phone, I phone people, the members, I was doing it today, and people are going, well, aren't you the president of Women's Speakers Association? Yeah, but but we're here to connect with each other, right? So just breaking away from those old,
like limiting stereotypes.
Yeah. Just because you don't have to worry about how you're seen out there or how you're going to be perceived. If you're those days are over. Hey, we are a business. If you're building your business, you're in the trenches. But you can go have fun in the trenches. And just because you're in the trenches with everybody else, it doesn't make you any less of a leader. So I think that's one of the things I've had to really let go is that perception, because I did have that corporate perception, and where you had to be that certain someone, and you didn't want to be seen or talking to. It would impact the whole. It would impact the whole picture, right? That's not true anymore. That's just not the way it is. We're people.
I so agree.
Connecting with people. Yeah.
We're all real, we're all human beings, and no one's better or worse than anyone else. And when the minute you start throwing titles and things like that and create separatism, I think we lose some of the authenticity of what it really means to be our best selves. This is really just everyone's just being their best self, and how do we be more of our best self? And I love that you reach out and connect with people. It's so powerful. And it's such a lost art too. It's like I think a lot of people forget this is about reaching out and just being a connector.
Well, like I said, I learn something new every day, and it's because I talk to a member every day. And sometimes that talk is on Facebook, in the speaker chat on Tuesdays, or it's on the phone. And it's when you are always learning and you have so much more to give back to others, share with others. Well, hey, I heard this, but that's what fuels, it's what fuels me.
Yeah. Totally
because then
agree.
I know I'm not alone.
So do you have a favorite mantra or quote?
I do. This is something I've let go of too. I have
Mantras and quotes?
Or no, this one that I have.
Okay.
Okay, I have to read it. It's on my wall over here. So I have it written on my whiteboard.
Oh, awesome.
So it says, "Don't wait. The time will never be just right." And that was by Napoleon Hill. And what that says to me is, you know what, don't wait for something to be absolutely perfect before you put it out there. Don't wait. Just do it. You know, don't hold yourself back. So don't wait for something just to always be just right or how you think other people are going to see it. So I love that. Reminds me. So when I'm getting stuck, that just do it. You know.
Yeah. Just get into movement. Sometimes people are afraid to move because they don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to move to figure out what's working and what's not working so that you can get to the other side of it. And movement oftentimes creates clarity, even if it's not perfect movement.
Absolutely. There's actually, what's coming to mind now is in sports analogies where, all these baseball cards, they talk about the baseball players going out and striking out, 300 times just to get that major home run that wins
Yep.
the World Series or something. And that's what it's about. It's about getting up there, going out there, trying. And you know what? If something doesn't work, just go, oh, well, that didn't work, and laugh about it and move on, fix it up and try something else, adjust it, tweak it. So we're continually doing that. We were just doing that just recently, sending out some, well, it didn't work, went, oh, that didn't work. let's try something else. So, but you can't beat yourself up if you do something that doesn't work.
I think that's something we all need to optimize is how do we take something that doesn't work and move past it without absorbing the energy of failure. Like failure is not about doing something wrong. Failure is about getting information that allows you to move forward quicker.
Yeah.
And I think if every entrepreneur on this planet could learn how to be in a better relationship with failure, they would all be so much more successful.
I love that, to be in a better relationship with failure.
Yeah. Like fall in love with failure, right? It's like, it has a negative. Yeah, I mean, it has a negative connotation, but the truth of it is failure means good stuff's happening. You're moving, you're growing, you're expanding, you're trying things, and you're gathering information about what doesn't work the way you want it to so you can move towards what does work faster.
Yeah. I mean, it's how we learn to walk when we're just a little taught.
Exactly.
We fall down, we learn learn to ride our bike that way. We fall down, we get back up on that. It's just the way we do things.
Yep.
So let's carry it forward for sure in business because there's no shame in it.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So let's tell everybody real quick where they can find Women Speakers Association, that especially if you're a woman and you're wanting to be more empowered and feel more capable of getting your message out in a bigger way.
Yeah. So we have the short URL that helps you access the site, and it's simply www.joinwsa.com.
That is easy.
Very easy.
And if you go to Join WSA, it'll tell you a little bit about what we're about. You can, and we have 2 levels of membership. You want to explain what those are?
Yeah, we have an associate membership and a premier membership. So our associate membership is a free membership, and it gives you the opportunity to come in and check things out, get connected, come into the Facebook group page, join in our speaker chats, and there's some really great gifts that our members have provided for you as an associate, so that's fantastic. Our premier membership is more for those who really want to step into getting their message out. So all our benefits that surround getting seen, getting booked, enrolling in different programs and things like that are around that premier membership, because what we do give you is an online profile, so that helps you get found out there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I want to thank you for listening in today. I hope we've inspired you with the idea of a collaborative model, whether it's collaboration with one or many. I think there's something really extraordinary that can happen with collaboration. And there's a mantra that I love, which is it's not about competition, it's about co-opetition. And really what that is, that's about collaborating. It's about co-creating new types of outcomes and results. And I'd love to hear what you think about that. What do you think about collaboration? What do you think about getting your message out in a bigger way through speaking? join us on the show page at melaniebensonstrick.com. Just head over to the blog. You can just type in Gail Watson in the subject line if we're not popped up right there. Tell us what you think about collaboration and the inspiration of getting your message out in a bigger way. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I know Gail would too. So as always, love hearing from you. And come back next week. We'll have another really exciting show for you. And Gail, thanks so much for taking the time to share your insights and what's going on behind the scenes and helping people learn, like, hey, how do you get a collaborative model to work?
Thanks, Melanie.
Bye, everybody.